All right, well, if you read the title, then you know, I know, that our backs are big, and that's okay. Um, I'm going to walk you through the process of getting that first holster for yourself. Me personally, I appendix carry. I am right now, and I pretty much do every day. And it took me a little while to figure out what really worked for me. And I'm going to let you know what worked for me, and then we will figure out what works for you. Okay. So first, what we want to do is I carry in a tier one concealed holster. It is an Axis Slim. Okay, but I'll let you know now that if you're looking into this and you don't know what firearm to get, we'll go through that here too. Okay, so we'll go through if I was doing this, right? So first, you want to consider whether or not you want to carry a full size, compact, or subcompact firearm. Okay, depending on how tall, short, or big your uh, belly is, it's gonna all come into play here. But for the reason why I consider or can recommend tier one, uh, from my personal experience, is well, I mean, it just worked. The very first handgun I ever bought was a Smith and Wesson P2022, and they didn't carry holsters for it. I asked, and they were like, "No." And I was like, "Okay." So we'll go through the slim here real quick. So first, you want to pick what hand dominant you are. So if you're right-handed or left-handed, pretty simple, right? So we'll go right-handed. Gun make and model. So for me, they don't carry the CZ-P07 in an Elite, or else I would have it in an Elite, but they have it in the Slim. And for a little while there, it didn't work for me. We'll get through that. As to why it didn't work for me and what I had to do to change up what worked and what didn't. Um, so then we'll go through, we'll select the P07. Okay. So now another thing you want to do is you want to consider is like, do you have a flashlight? Yes or no? Do you need a flashlight? Do you want a flashlight? You should probably have a flashlight. You never know when you're going to need a flashlight. Uh, Flashlight comes in handy for a multitude of reasons. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So for me, I use the TLR1 HL. Cool. So now you can select the color. I'm going to let you know right now, nobody cares what color you pick. There's a lot. As you can see, there's a lot of colors here. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to see your holster, right? Because it's concealed. It's concealed. So we'll just go with black. Mine is in black. In black. And then obviously, if you change the colors, if you want to get more, cooler colors and stuff, they're all here. A little placard right here that I'm showing that you can get to all of the colors with. Okay. So now we'll go back up. Let's just say we wanted an all black. The sweat guard. So that's the back side of the holster. Actually, I'll just show you. And then here's my rig here. Right. So here's my rig here. I think that this was a. I think that this is a mid sweat guard. So it's gonna the sweat guard is essentially just gonna block the sweat from getting on your side and stuff. I don't think that it really matters whether it's high or low. High, low, medium, whatever. I think I had gone with medium, and that's what they do now. All of the firearms holsters that they sell are going to come with a medium one. It's fine. The only time that this even really makes contact with you is if you're hunched over and the firearm is not in place. That's the only time you're going to notice it's there. Other than that, you don't feel it. You can also cut this part off if you really wanted to. Okay. Let's see. So threaded barrel. If you have a threaded barrel, all that's going to do is increase the amount of kydex that's right here to accompany for that. Right. So let me take this out of here. Firearms clear, right? Let's see. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we have it here, right? So this is essentially what you're gonna get. It's gonna come in a super cool black bag. There's gonna be stickers and stuff, but this is what you get. So this is the slim, with the carbon fiber in red. Like I said, nobody cares what color it is. These are just the colors that I wanted. Whenever I had first purchased the holster, actually, little caveat here, the customer service is great. I had bought this holster back in 2019, I believe. Yeah, I bought it back in 2019, and I had updated my flashlight to the HL, but then I also noticed a discrepancy within the holster. There was a crack. It was a pretty big crack. It was right here, so it was going to affect retention and stuff, right? I emailed them. I was like, "Hey, my holster has a crack." They were like, "Cool, we're going to send you another one." I was like, "Wow." The Elite that I had for my Glock 19 also had a crack. They replaced that one too, free of charge. They're great. They expedite it too. They push it to the front of the line. Like they're like, "Hey, this guy needs his holster now." They'll get it to you. Awesome. Like I was saying, I updated the flashlight. I was using a Enforce APLC. It was a little like flush light, so it sat flush with the firearm up here. That's the aesthetic that I was going for. Now I don't really care. I would rather have the stronger flashlight than the cool like strobe features. You know, if that's what you're into. I was like, "Hey, I updated the flashlight. Can you guys change that?" And they were like, "Yes." So they sent it. They were awesome. I'll recommend them any day. Okay? Back to the holster. Is it threaded? No. Okay. It also says it too. If you choose to or choose not to, it may or may not cover your compensator. It doesn't really matter. I think like once you have like an X300 or a TLR1 that extends out this far, this is what you really have to be worried about when it's digging into you, right? So the round orientation, you want rounds facing the gun, right? Okay, that's recommended, but also too, when you go to draw, right, this is the round orientation facing the gun, because if you put it in this way, it does not fit, right? So that gets stuck. You put it in the correct way, and then when you go to index and pull, it goes into the firearm, right? It's pretty simple. Belt clip style. Okay, so now this is going to be the super important part. The belt clips for us big backers, right? I was running into the issue with the easy adjust clips where they were not aiding in concealment. So what it was doing is, I'm not going to take my belt off, but so when it was sitting in the belt, there was about a 1/4 inch worth of gap, and the holster would do a thing where it would tilt like this, thus sticking out and making the wedge ineffective, and the firearm would lean forward against my stomach, thus resulting in printing. And other than that, or on top of that, it was also uncomfortable for me. Once I swapped to the discrete carry concept clips, right, it does add another $23. They're about 11. They're 11 something each. And you might think that's pretty steep for a clip, but when it comes to comfort and concealment, I don't think that $20 is that big of a deal, especially if you're getting into carrying a firearm daily anyways, right? It was like night and day for my comfort and concealment, right? So when you're choosing the belt clip style, you want to go with the discrete carry concepts. I can't. It's not necessarily a review, but I'm just saying, like, it helped me. Maybe the easy adjust clips for you, because all the easy adjust clips are the regular plastic clips that come with the Appendix holsters, but they're not individually segmented. They have a cut through in the holes. They're inside. I'm not gonna go get them. What that means is that all you have to do is loosen these, and then you can adjust them up and down as you like, and then zip them back on, and they're good. And then you can figure out your ride height. Yeah, so you can figure out your ride height like that, and it's pretty easy. So yeah, get the discrete carry concept clips. They're good. I like them a lot. Extended magazine. So, do you want more or less rounds? I mean, I could never say no. +5 is good for me, so I like that. I don't know why it goes 2, 4, 6. I would just go with 6. It doesn't cost you any more or less. The only difference between so now all that does is extend the caddy here. It extends it lower, and it will ride pretty even with the firearm. So when you bend over, it's even on your stomach whenever you're bending over. So that's going to go into the comfort factor as well. So if I put this in here, you'll see that they're pretty even. And now without, it sits significantly lower. So once you take this out, and it's like not, they're not even. So you want them to be even, okay? Next, we have the shock cord. Also, something that doesn't matter if it's red, blue, black, green, purple. Nobody cares. It's all personal preference when it comes to setting this thing up. So we'll do red. Do you want more? It takes a while to wear this stuff out. I mean, this one is brand new, but even on the one that I had 5 years ago, the shock cord was still there, and I didn't need any more. So that's up to you if you want to change it at some point. The only way that I could see this mattering is if you're posting pictures on Instagram of your holster and sharing it with other people. Then at that point, then maybe it matters for you or for me. I don't. That's all personal preference sort of stuff, right? So now add wedge pack. Yes, these things right here. So this is the wide. This is the 2.5 though. I don't see why. Okay, so they don't. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay. So do you want a wedge pack? Yes or no? So we'll go no. But this is a extra large. This is the extra large 2.5-inch wide. Like I said, for if your back is if your back is large, then yeah, this wedge. So what it's going to do is your belt is going to sit here. Your stomach pushes here, but the wedge pushes just below your stomach or on your groin, keeping it flat or pushing into your stomach. So now if your stomach is flat, the wedge is going to work with you and tilt more into your body, thus creating more concealment. The closer that you can get this to your body, the better. Nobody likes printing, but for a majority of the people in the world who are around you, if you ever feel like you're printing and you know that you're printing, about 95% of the people that you're around probably aren't paying attention to you. They're probably thinking about what's for dinner, what their significant other said to them before they left to go to the store, or they're just having a bad day. You don't know, they don't care about you. So if you're printing in public, doesn't matter, yes, but most people aren't going to be paying attention to you anyway. But for peace of mind and knowing, like, hey, I'm not printing at all. Like, as you saw when I walked in, I could tell that I had my firearm on. Anyway, I know, like, for me, I try not to print depending on what I'm wearing. We can go through clothing stuff later if that's something that anybody is interested in out there. Just to be like, hey, what kind of brand do you wear? That also doesn't matter. You just kind of want to wear what fits you. So yes, you want to add an individual wedge. I go with extra large because I'm large. I'm extra large, so I go with the extra large. Okay, so we go extra large. Boom, $7.99. Blue thread lock. Yes. Whenever you have it set and you know exactly where all of these are going to be, and you want to kind of make them permanent, or if you already have thread lock, then go ahead and do that on your own accord. So then we'll go ahead and say yes, please. So that's $30 extra. We looked at the colors already, and boom, add to cart. So now we've added it to the cart. It's expensive. Oh, because there's two in there. My bad. Hold on. $170 for a holster. You're like, okay, I can go get one for $80 or half that price, right? You could, and it might serve you the same, but you're probably not going to get the same quality. right? Customer service, quality customer service, um, retention, because it's probably going to be, what is it? I guess it's injection molded. And it's just like, they take just a thought of the firearm and just put it there and pancake it, and say, here you go. But personally, I think that's a low cost for peace of mind. They also come with these claws here that aid in retention. It's going to push the grip into you, okay, thus aiding in concealment. So that's what that's for. Clips, wedge, holster itself, yeah, $170. So yeah, like I said, once you start adding all those colors and stuff, it's going to get a little bit more expensive. And then you want the thread lock, and that's good too. So yeah, that's how you buy a Appendix carry holster. I recommend Tier 1 over, I mean, this is really the only holster company I've ever ordered from. And it works for me, and I'm pretty sure it'll work for you too. They're pretty good about getting you squared away, so depending on what your needs are, I would go through that. Okay? Next video is going to be about how to figure out what handgun you want to carry. And then we'll probably do that in the same sitting here. So thank you, and I'll see you next time. Appreciate it.